I see a lot of people out there, they think the bet to be made within cryptocurrencies is Ethereum, and I understand the logic. When you look at the altcoin space, it's got the lion's share of development, dApps, it's got the clearest path to enjoying many of the advantages of Bitcoin. It probably will be the first altcoin to have both a futures-based and a spot-based ETF. It's going to have the most institutional interest. Like, I get that. And you have to respect what's going on within Ethereum. So this is not to bash Ethereum, the point of this video, but when we look at this logically right now, with Ethereum at about 40% of Bitcoin's market cap, to me the reason to invest in altcoins as opposed to Bitcoin, because that's the layup. It's probably going to outperform stock, real estate, pretty much any other asset on planet Earth. Bitcoin is the easy layup of the crypto space. We delve into altcoins to get superior return. And when I look at Ethereum, there's just not that much room unless you think it's going to totally blow Bitcoin out of the water. Now, you can make a case for Ethereum because of its additional capability, drivers of value, NFTs, DeFi, all sorts of crypto applications. You know, you can make that case, I guess, but I would be very careful here. To me, there are really two big risk factors here. Number one, there's still regulatory risk. Really, Ethereum is a great place for the SEC to test all sorts of legal theories here. If they want to go after staking, if they want to go after decentralized applications, you know, it's a great honeypot there for them to go on the attack. I know a lot of people think there's some secret deal and the Ethereum is immune from that type of stuff, but it's just not. I'm not saying I think it will happen, but it's not a zero probability. It is definitely there, and if you want to chase off institutional interest, toss an SEC lawsuit in the mix and you will see that eviscerated. Now, it won't be the XRP style delistings, but there's just a lot of investors that won't touch it. There's a lot of investors that won't touch Ethereum right now just because it's a possibility. Now, number two is competitive risk. And again, Ethereum is leaps and bounds ahead of everyone, but that can change in an instant. You already have a lot of your transactions happening on layer 2. It's not that big of a leap just to say, well, maybe Binance Chain, Cardano, Atom, Polkadot, like people can jump over to these other ecosystems, and if someone puts the right mix together, it could be very dangerous. You can see a lot of that transaction value locked, and a lot of those transactions go to a competitive chain, and some of these chains out there could give Ethereum fits. I know it seems silly at this point in time. We see everything going on this one chain. Remember, these are early days. We don't know how this plays out. Now, I have Ethereum. I'm not going to dump it, but I'm also not going to YOLO, my whole portfolio into this asset. There's a lot going on here that could go wrong. If you remember, one of the biggest problems with XRP is its valuation last time around. Yeah, I think we would have done very well had we not got hit by an SEC lawsuit, but that's the thing. We needed everything to play out perfectly because we were stacking money at a very high valuation. People today go, well, XRP can't even pass $1. Like, that is a huge market cap, and this market cap with Ethereum is an absolute monster, and if it doesn't play out perfectly, it's gonna be tough for investors. Ethereum has been pretty rock solid. High valuation, high market cap, building throughout this bear market, and they've done a lot. We've seen Shanghai, Capella, all sorts of stuff for a lot, no problems yet, but you have to be careful. Sometimes loading in where everyone is so confident everything is going to be great is a big danger. So my point is not to, get rid of your Ethereum. Just be careful being too top heavy. I think there's better value out there, and if you're going for the really uber safe bet, I think Bitcoin is better than Ethereum at this point. I know Ethereum did a much higher multiple last time around, but the market cap was far under Bitcoin, and so it gave you superior returns. It's not really that different this time around. You might be loading yourself up in a trap. I'm sure it still will give you good gains, good returns, but I don't think it's going to give you optimal, at least not in this time. Let's see if there's a sell-off. Maybe we get better valuations here. So Sam Bankman-Fried, he had his bail revoked. He was tampering with witnesses, just thought he could do whatever he wants. Now he's requesting, well, maybe he could have the weekdays on release so he could work with his counsel and mount a good defense. Like, maybe he should have thought of that. I guarantee you, and this is what, agitates me. If it was you, if it was me, we would have got the first bill. Best believe that. No less a second chance just so we can, lounge around in our attorney's offices and enjoy our day. I hope the judge just, slams this down, even though I'm sure it will be granted, unfortunately. Now, Coinbase, they've launched their own layer 2 for Ethereum. It's called Base. Now, with this layer 2, there's no coin attached to it, so you can't invest in it. I'm sure they would like to attach a coin to this project, but I'm sure with all the SEC issues rolling around, they don't want to go there. But within a week of its launch, Coinbase, Ethereum's layer 2 network Base, has outperformed the top two competitive layer 2s in Optimism and Arbitrum. So this is something we're going to have to think about. If we're invested in those two layer 2s, is Coinbase's Base network, is it going to pull away transaction value locked and total transaction volume and things like this that will ultimately drive value in those layer 2 investments? Part of it's probably just because Base is new. People want to try it out. They're seeing how it all works. We'll have to see how, the rank and file settles in the coming months. Because again, this is the shiny new toy. Of course, people are going to want to use it. We'll have to see if it has staying power or not. I expect layer 2 to be explosive in the next bull run as that Ethereum network really gets congested and we see those transaction values just skyrocket. The cost of doing business, a lot of that stuff's going to roll off to layer 2s. How does this all play out? Because there's a lot of compelling building going on there. But we got some time here to see things develop and kind of layer our investments accordingly. Lastly, the title of this article, Grayscale, is on the cusp of winning Bitcoin's biggest prize, but Wall Street's big dogs could snatch it away. So they're talking about their lawsuit versus the SEC trying to compel them to allow a Bitcoin ETF. And this is the problem, really. Grayscale and their parent company, they desperately needed this. They were floundering. They have, bankruptcies in some of their subsidiaries, massive losses. Like, they had to push this through because that Bitcoin trust, it was trading at such a discount, and they just really needed to turbocharge things, and they should be allowed to have a Bitcoin ETF. It keeps getting rejected for no reason with no real guidance, and so they took the SEC to court. They probably will win that battle. But what's the issue? Well, the issue is it's looking like now the first one through the door is going to be Bitcoin Fidelity, maybe someone else if they let them through, along with that group. Well, if they then allow Grayscale 6 months after to get their ETF application through, guess what? The first ones through the door, they're going to capture this market. Again, Grayscale could win the battle, but lose the war in a big way. And I think that's how it's going to play out. If that happens, you'll probably see them just spin off the whole trust to these Wall Street firms. I think that's exactly what's going to happen here, and they're going to be run out the game. It's their own fault because they couldn't sit there and wait for the right opportunity like BlackRock could. They put themselves in a bad situation, and they had the push when they probably should have just sat back. The time was close. The time is coming for this. And I think they're going to be left on the outside looking in. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.